Here we are, making sure we're good here. All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody. This is Neil with Portal to Ascension. So glad to be with you all here today. And welcome to the weekly Portal to Ascension show. We've been going strong and we have stuck to our commitment to come weekly live and do the show. And today's show is a special one because the co-host of this show that I've been doing with Joan of Angels, the co-host is Joan of Angels, is the one who's going to be interviewed today. So you've probably seen her quite a lot. If you haven't seen her on the platform because you're new or you just subscribed recently, please do go check out archives, especially over the last couple of months. We do have a lot of shows with Joan on there as a co-host, as well as a couple of her presentations that she's done on some events as of late. But as we're beginning this event here, I'm going to go ahead and just start out with a poem because I really want as many people as possible to be on with us when we officially introduce Joan of Angels. So today again, hello and welcome to all who are joining right now. Today is an interview with Joan to get into her life story and how she became who she is. You've seen her behind the scenes. You've seen her doing hosting. You've seen her providing motivational inspiration, calling all the angels. But what is the journey that she took in order to get to this place, and who is she as a person? That's what we're in store for today. But let me go ahead and start out with this poem. And what I did was I just went to my lyrics folder and I typed in the word angels and I picked the first poem because I like to make the poems themed with the individual here. And this is, angels and ascended masters and ETs and everything here. So this is kind of like an invocation. I wrote this like over a decade ago, but here we go. And I call this the messengers. The angels are singing. Do you protect me? The only emotion they feel is that of compassion. My fascination with the interdimensional realms allows for my mentality to be out of this world. The ascended masters send messages of clarity, affirmations that we are free and have complete control of this reality, continuously shifting. We have all we ever need. Nothing is missing. The Pleiadians bring light where there's darkness, so we can remember, never feel alone. The path of consciousness we are shown, here to take us home. The Arcturians descend in stasis within higher densities, soul split, Arcturian warriors of light emerging from the depths of night to usher our consciousness into greater heights. The higher self is a messenger of bliss, awaiting to reunite with us as soon as we surrender to the frequency of love from above. All right, and that's the invocation. So let's all just take a deep breath in together right now. So everybody, deep breath in. And exhale it out. Bringing us into this present moment. And let me just acknowledge some people in the room here before we officially bring Joan on, even though you can see her beautiful face right here. Hello to everybody. Angels in the Heart of Humanity. Well, that's perfect. That's a perfect screen name for today. We have Andrea coming in from Canada. And we have, I believe, Agot as well. So welcome to everybody who is here. All right, everybody. So I'm excited once again, to be introducing Joan of Angels. And instead of, I think it would not be doing her justice to read her greatly written bio. That even though her bio is written really well, I have to just channel it. I cannot just read from a bio when it comes to one of my best friends, So Joan of Angels, my experience with her, we connected, or reconnected, I would say, in this life around 11 years ago now. And it was at an event at Conscious Life Expo where we made a connection. And then she pretty soon came to our live conference, which was our first major live conference, really the milestone event of Portal to Ascension, called Cosmic Reunion 2012 in November of 2012. So she's been with us since, we were doing events before, but really since we became a formidable force in this conscious movement and started growing. She's seen our growth, and I've seen her growth as well. She's been a great friend, a huge assistance in really dissecting and going into not only what traumas are, what belief systems there are, what patterns there are within myself, my partner at the time, and then also other individuals to help them fully embody who they are as a person. She goes by Joan of Angels, and it's really because that, she connects to definitely source and all that is, but the angelic frequency really comes through her. And the information that she provides, this esoteric awareness that she taps into, solidifies into practical steps that you can utilize in order for you to live your best life ever. Really, that's what it comes down to, and to really embody who you are as an authentic person. So I'm excited, everybody, to be interviewing Joan, to give you kind of a background of who she is after you've already probably seen her for quite a few episodes on Portal to Ascension. So hello, Joan. Welcome.
Wow. Okay. It's a great introduction, Neil. I'm going to cut and paste that everywhere I go. Thank you. I'm happy to be on the show as your guest today and semi co host.
Yes, thank you, Joan. So let's start with this because, you were down here for just like a week with me, right? And I'm in the Yucatan right now. And even though we've known each other for quite some time and we're really good friends, we got to spend like long road trips with each other for like 4 to 5 hours and really started talking about, because we talk about a lot of spiritual stuff, we talk about empowerment things, but talking about our own lives and our own traumas and how we healed them and got to it. It was a whole new level of reverence that I feel we acquired with each other, being with each other down here. So let's get into your journey because you've gone through a lot. You've been in this community for a while, and you've had evolutions while you're in that. From living in an ashram, right, to creating jewelry, and from changing your name to Joan of Angels. So why don't you just start with wherever you want to start? Just kind of give us some background of you and your journey, and that got you to here today. And I'll jump in and kind of facilitate it if I need to, but let's just start with that.
Oh my God. I didn't expect to go back all the way. And I just want everyone to know something. Spending a week with Neil was actually one of the most powerful weeks because we kind of downloaded and deepened our connection on a lot of levels and saw how we'd been doing. I saw at least how we'd been doing this for lifetimes of having a mission together to help inspire and heal the world. So I had a background, guys, where I was told, really, my dad was the kind of dad that said, what do you mean you have feelings? I will tell you what to feel. So we're coming from a background of where I had very little self-confidence and very little belief, but except for one thing, I used to have a group of angelic beings that would come to me, and I would see them on the wall, and I'd see them in paintings. I'd see them on my comforter sometimes. And so I always felt there was something special about me, but I had a, really kind of hard life in those ways. So fast forward to the fact that I kind of want to share with you my heart. I'm a Pisces, guys. I've always been an empath, meaning I have always known what people are feeling. And I didn't know that was a skill. I didn't know that was a gift. That was just me. And I will say that I became a chiropractor and I've been a chiropractor for 42 years, actually, helping, healing, inspiring, and uplifting people. But in 2013, I suppose I should start there. Well, yes, because I don't want to go on forever. But in 2013, I found myself in Los Angeles. I was broke. I had no money. I had been writing books on miracles. I did not feel like a miracle maker anymore. And there I was in Los Angeles. I met Neil at that time, which was wonderful. And I also was introduced to plant medicine ceremonies because I was really lost. And within that ceremony, I suddenly started to feel, finally, the connection that I have been experiencing all my life. I started to understand that I had, because in the plant medicine, it solidified and anchored who I am. And within a month, I received instructions on Halloween Eve to start painting 33 angels in 30 days. And this was shortly after I had met you, Neil, a few months later. And I received these messages to paint 33 angels in 30 days. And I was told that if I would listen to these messages, they would give me more messages only if I completed my task, so to speak. And so I painted those 33 angels. And I was in a complete state for a month of channeling, whooshing energy coming through me, putting the angels up on the wall and hearing these voices that started to show me how to see the wings of other humans and how to call in their presence. They said to me, to be one of these chosen ones, you must raise up your frequency. And so I began a journey of learning how to raise up my frequency so I can continue to connect with these angels who then said, paint us and we will come. And I'd say, well, who will come? And these big paintings and these big beings started to come to me. So that was the background. And I was guided to move here to the desert. And the day I moved to the desert, the next day, was introduced to this new person. And she said, what was your name again? And then the earth stood still. Okay. And I said, well, I'm
Mm-hmm.
Joan. I was trying to say Joan Hangarter. And she said, no, no. Shh. And then the world stopped. Time stopped. The noise in the restaurant stopped. And she said, you are Joan of Angels. I thought she was going to say Joan of Arc at first, because Joan of Arc has been the one heroine of my life that I've most identified with. And I always wished I was her. So when she named me Joan of Angels, I will tell you that it's taken me 6.5 years to grow into it. And the final piece of that I want to
Mm-hmm.
share is that last week I had a new revelation about Joan of Angels. Oh, and there's my dear friend right here. She's got some of my cards, my miracle cards. So last week I was asking Spirit, what can I really do now to really help? And I heard loud and clear. I was in a meditation, and this being came to me, and I said, what's your name? And she said, well, I'm Joan of Archangel. Blew me away. And she said, I'm here to help
I
you
like that.
step into being the archangel that you are. We're going to help you up your work, because what's
Mm-hmm.
necessary now is for people to remember that we are divine. What is playing out on this 3D world, we're not a part of. We can watch it, we can interact with it, we can allay it and do all sorts of healing through it, but we are not to be trapped in that three-dimensional world. So they came to me really strongly. She said, I'm now your new guide. Well, she's always been with me, Joan of Archangel. So that is actually where I'm coming from today, that my role is to heal and inspire. And that is what I do, Neil, every day of my life.
Right, right. And you mentioned the artwork that you have, right? But let's go into that a little bit more, because you had that download to create that art, but then you continue to create art like that. And I've stayed at your place many, many, many times now, and it's your artwork is everywhere, but they hold the frequency of what you draw. It's like really, really intentional artwork that literally holds a vibration, and you can tangibly feel it by walking in there and by the room that you stay in, that I slept in at night with the angel. Was it the angel portal? Was that the one in the room?
So there's a few in that room, but yes, there's an angel portal. There's the railroad train station, the runways. Yes, they're all there to enter into this portal, which I find so interesting. We're so close. Your portal to Ascension, and you walk in this house. All of this art is portal. They're all
Yeah.
entryways to an interdimensional existence.
So what was
Yes.
the connection to the angelic realm before you were named Joan of Angels, before you started doing the artwork? Did you have a tangible understanding of your connection to the angelic realm? Because you were into spiritual awareness for quite some time and you're doing different things, right? Was that kind of the shift where you started really tapping into that is kind of part of your mission here, is to bring down that frequency?
Well, that's a good question, Neil. That's a great question. I had been really getting, so I've seen angels before. It wasn't the first time I've seen an angel. I've seen Metatrons come to me and some other angels, Michael. So I've had experiences with the angel realms. When I first met you back in 2012, I had been fully immersed in the UFO world. I went down to
Mm-hmm.
Baja and formed a group called Baja Paranormal and was really involved in the UFO world, the ET world. I know that I've been taken. I know that I'm a contactee. And so I've had many experiences and I've been studying that since the mid 80s. But when I was told to, so it was a surprise to me, okay, to paint those angels. But when I heard that channel the other day, Joan of Archangel is with me, the guide. It totally makes sense because I've always believed I have Joan of Arc in me, and that I
Mm-hmm.
I do have, and I don't believe I'm the only Joan of Arc this lifetime. because I believe there's a soul, maybe 1,000 beings have her essence, or a million, I don't know, 100,000. So I've always
Yeah.
known I'm one of that essence of Joan of Arc. And did it surprise me? Yes and no. What it really would surprise me was that I was beginning to channel and have a deeper connection. And so everything that came through me, the feeling of when I would paint, Neil, I could close my eyes and a masterpiece would emerge. Okay, with my eyes closed. And I'm a novice painter. So it was probably one of the most exhilarating experiences of my life. I still have the art, guys. I just haven't figured out how to sell it. And as a matter of fact, it's not called selling in our world. The guides have told me that the art calls you. So if you're called to see the art, certainly, reach out to me and we'll do a Zoom call and I will take you to see the art, because the art is actually designed for specific people. And you'll know when you see that art, you'll feel it. It's like, oh my God, I have to have her or him.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that
Yeah.
magic that's there.
Mm-hmm. And we've done a few shows where you've given people tours of your art studio. And then on the last Portal to Ascension, I think you did a slideshow presentation where you showed people like a video tour and different things as well, right? So if anybody wants to check those out, yeah, if you want to check anything out from Joan on Portal to Ascension, and we have a lot, go to our channel page, youtube.com/Portal to Ascension, type in Joan of Angels. There'll be like a good 10, 15 videos there. And some of those have tours of our artwork, and you can really get a feel for what it is. So I wanted to ask you, because when you came to the Cosmic Reunion 2012, you said there was a huge shift within you, and you got that statue from Cynthia Crawford, the ET statue, right? You probably got it right there, I bet. Yep.
Okay, so this is my true love. This one is my true love, just so you know.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of ET is that?
He's a tall white Zeta. And he was purely white, but he told me that he needed to be gold. His dress needs to be gold because he's an ambassador from the Zeta Reticuli. He's here with his wife and 2 kids, by the way. And his son, I used to see his son riding my dog Bear. Okay, that's how close we are. But he came to me at that conference, and that's how into ETs I was. The night before, I woke up all night long, and I was surrounded by extraterrestrials that kind of looked like that. And they did tell me that I was going to be teaching and downloading the information. So it was quite powerful to me to have both the extraterrestrials and the angels coming through me kind of in the same period of time.
So what was the shift that you had in regards to ETs and UFOs around that time, 2012, since you were already you were in that world already?
Well, that's an interesting question. What kind of shift did I have? What I became aware of was that I'm an interdimensional being. Okay, that I myself really have had lifetimes on other planets, have had experiences. I was able to tap into that higher self of mine that actually is on a ship at the same time, and tap into some of my memories of having come here at the beginning of time as a source being and a creator being to help create what we're seeing now today on our planet. So what it was like for me was it's extraordinary to be able to tune in interdimensionally, Neil. It opened up because I had been on the road of doing readings for people. So ever since about 1998, I began doing readings for people all the time. And I thought that I was good because I knew them. They started off with my friends and my family, but I went deeper and deeper, and I had been discovering that I could do that. But once I started diving deeper and the angelic realms came through me, and also as a result of the plant medicine having opened up this, because I was really clear that I was using plant medicine so I can have interdimensional experiences and meet these interdimensional beings. So all of that changed my whole outlook on life and on my purpose. My purpose has never changed. It's to heal and inspire millions of people around the planet, because I've made it a commitment that I would not leave till every person's vibrational frequency was raised. That's a lot of people. They've sent me healers to do it. So it's been my life's work. This is all a process of everything I've been doing has been to uplift this planet and the humans and the people in it. And also the light workers, to help them remember who they are and wake up. I feel fortunate that I've woken up early. You've woken up early, But many people are still in the process of waking up, and people like you and I, that's what we're designed to
Yeah.
do. Wake them up. I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah. It's been so amazing. It really has. It's been like my complete honor to see your evolution in just the last 11 years that we've known each other, and with you and us too. Because like I was doing these events, but it was just kind of like by the seat of my pants, just like putting on these events everywhere, random events, and then you coming to our first large major one, and just like the amount of growth that you have gone through, and how you've incorporated all of this, and like the way you convey yourself now, like, and just witnessing that has been really beautiful to see. And I'm just like excited because, as a lot of people here that are tuning in might know, is that Joan and I, not only we've been friends for a while, but we've been collaborating on many individual things over the years. For example, we did the plant medicine conference together. We did the cannabis conference together. We now have a bunch of conferences this year, which are 5 conferences. Yep, that we'll go through in a little bit and talk to you about, that we're co-producing together because we do so well. Plus, we're really good at hosting together. Our energy and our synergy, we've been told, and we can witness ourselves, is really great. So we have a lot in store for it with each other, and I'll get into like what you're excited about. That'll be like one of our final questions, and we'll talk about that. But I want to ask you, what? Go ahead, John. You were going to say something. Go ahead.
No, I said, yeah. No, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. So, what is the purpose to connect with your guides in the angelic realm?
Oh my God. Guys, we are not alone here on the planet. If you just use your human 5D senses, you're going to be lost. Okay. Because so much is happening underneath the surface here on the planet and deep into people's consciousnesses. And it's almost impossible to know because the energy on the 3D planet is so thick. You really don't know truth versus reality. You only know a distortion of what they're creating. And guys, I have my YouTube channel there if you don't mind helping us grow also. So we have a lot of
Yeah.
Neil's content and a lot of other content as well on Joan of Angels. But the purpose for me of teaching people to connect, and I teach classes on how to use your intuition, guys, because this ability to connect, all of you who are listening, I know are intuitives. You have your own gifts, so you would not be connecting to go to Ascension. But I have learned that when we can tune in and we can listen, and there's different ways of listening. I listen to my guides. Okay. I listen to the voice, and I also listen to the voice within. Sometimes I can't differentiate. Sometimes they don't tell me who it is. I was lucky that this one said, look, I'm Joan of Archangel. Open your eyes and see me. But the connection gives you wisdom about who you are, why you're here, where you're going. And intuition, if you learn how to use it properly, you can trust your gut on your decisions, and that shifts your life completely. So that is the best thing about connecting. And some people are connecting to the ET realms. I still hear downloads from Avon, who will, definitely lets me know if I'm doing a show with you and I don't bring him on, I can hear him from the other room kind of saying, and I can hear him wanting to come. So I would say
Mhm.
this: the best gifts that we have to handle today's crazy world is your intuition and your gut, and learning how to decipher what you're receiving, what messages you're receiving, whether it's from your higher self, that voice within, or your ET guides or your angelic guides. They are there as that. I'm telling you, they're keeping you sane. They are the ones. And so learning to trust your gut and hear that voice and following it is really what I've been doing that's what you've noticed, Neil.
Yes.
Okay, that's the shift, is that I'm not following my logical mind anymore. I've had to throw it out. Becoming Joan of Angels meant that I was that person. I identified myself as this other being, and then I had to learn what that means. And I say that's true for all of your audience, by the way. All of the people in Portal to Ascension, we're all going through that ascension process at different speeds, and all the material, the speakers that speak to you to help you get through that. I mean, that's what we're doing. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely.
I am
And just
growing.
right, and having that, like, because that's why we work well together too. Because you really go with that creative force energy. Then I have we both have both worlds. We can both go within them, but you definitely have that creative flow energy that I admire, and then I have that structural analytical side as well that I've been using to create Portal to Ascension, and then together we're like this force to be reckoned with. That is really like it's just the harmony between us and the interactions and how we get things accomplished, and move forward in such an efficient manner. It just goes to show that this is just the beginning of what we're going to create, and we keep kind of like coming up with new ideas. Joan is also helping produce our live conference that's going to be October 7th, 8th, and 9th in San Diego, California. The first two were live in Irvine, California. Then we went online, of course. Now we're back to live events, and that is after our 5 or 4 summits, right? And then we go into the live one. So we got a whole year of projects together. We're literally working with each other all the time. So some amazing things to happen. And also, let me just also say what Joan said earlier. Please do actually help support Joan by going to her YouTube channel. And she is putting in a lot of energy in there, creating some epic content. And we've been, driving a lot of traffic to her channel over the last 6 months or so. So if you want to follow more of Joan and check out all the amazing stuff that she's doing, plus panel discussions, like she just had what was the panel discussion you just did with Celestine? Was that?
We did it with Celestine, Claire, Candy Huff, and Victoria Reynolds and myself. And it was really a fun panel. It was on the 5th dimension. And I think after the holidays are over, I'll be creating more panels because I find it really fun to have little pieces of everyone's information. Really, it's just lively.
Yeah.
And I learned that from you. So I have to thank you for that, Neil. Yeah, I love being on Portal. Yeah. I would be on every single show if I could. Just because
right.
Out there, it's my favorite. It's just my favorite thing to do is to talk about talk. Isn't that cute?
Right. And I would be on every single Portal to Ascension show if I could, and I can't. So I get other people to do it. So we're doing so much, and it's so multifaceted, it's so multidimensional. There's 2 to 3 things going on at the same time on different platforms sometimes. Like the amount of content that we're putting out is really unprecedented. And it's just getting even more and more because I'm teaming up with people like Joan to really help, to curate this content so we can even have more content out there and just keep inspiring the masses as we're moving forward in this time, especially with all this craziness everywhere and chaos. How do you keep yourself centered and how do you be at peace regardless of what the external world is like? If I could single out the one mission statement for Portal to Ascension, it would be that. Like all the stuff we cover, but it's really like how can you have that joy and be at peace regardless of what is happening externally to you. And so that's what we're doing, and it's fun to do that. All right.
It's also just, I want to mention one of my specialties.
Yeah.
Because when I look back,
Exactly.
so I do a show on Mondays called Miracle Monday, every Monday. And I address the situation without addressing the specifics that would ever get me kicked off the network. But I address how do you go inside of yourself, dig deep and stand strong and know what you believe in, okay? And be able to hold to that no matter what and discern the truth from all the lies that are being propagated, which are dangerous now. There's force. It's just a dangerous world out there. So I go in and I teach everyone, how do we stay balanced and sane? How do we get stronger? Yeah. When those out there are seeking to disempower us, how do we really empower us? And that is actually, God knows, I think it's one of my specialties, Neil. Thank the Lord. And that's why I do my soul awakening sessions with people, because that's my whole thing, is to help everyone else access the special gifts you have, the special skills you have, so that you can become the leader and that person that you were meant to, especially now. If we thought it was tough in 2020 and 2021, well, it's going to be harder even coming up through the next couple of, the next year or so, because we are waking up, and that's my job. I wake up people from the inside.
Yeah, and as we wake up, a lot of our traumas, our belief systems, our patterns that don't serve us, and the root of all of those things need to come to the surface as well. So as they come to the surface, if there are anything that you haven't chose to look at, it might not be that comfortable as they come up. So that's why the inner work is really important to creating this world that we know is possible. how are we going to create an ascended world? By figuring out how to be present and how to have the joy in the moment, right? Paradoxical, right? So
And be
that's what
strong.
it is, and that's what
Yeah.
Joan does.
And stay true to your own values now. The other component I'd say is really to ascertain your values.
Yeah.
And there is really no shades of gray anymore. You're sort of being told to sort of decide really what you stand for from the inside out, I
Yeah.
think.
And what I'm working on right now is my boundaries and understanding what boundaries even mean for me, having a life where I didn't even have that. And what do I value in myself, and how do I even set those in place? Just really. And as I've been jokingly saying to a lot of people, figuring out how to be a human. But somebody told me yesterday that we're all just trying to figure it out, and that's what I've been saying too. There's no rule book. You know, so
Yeah,
we're just all figuring it out together, and that's the beauty in it all.
I know. I used to think, wouldn't it be nice if they gave us an owner's manual when we came down? Like you get
Right?
here, there's your owner's guide to how you can manage and what happens if you screw up, ways to get back. And we have to create our own owner's manual. We are doing it as we.
Yes.
And by the way, Neil, I will say something. Having been working with you for the last 10 years, just like you've noticed that I've changed, you are stepping into your true power and going around. I see myself going around the world with Portal to Ascension and you, and being of service in all those ways, and
Yeah.
really being, turning into a powerful force of enlightenment here and empowerment.
Yep. Yep. And just to kind of make the first announcement to anyone, because this is how things manifest, we are intending to have our 2023 Portal to Ascension conference, right? The next year is San Diego, in Mexico, along the peninsula here. Maybe Playa del Carmen, maybe Tulum. We're going to find a venue, see where is the best place. But our goal is to take this worldwide, and not to stop the ones that are happening elsewhere. We want to do them all, like have many Portal Ascension conferences going on all the time, so that we can get together and not only learn and re-educate ourselves and deprogram ourselves, but also network with each other so that we can start creating this new world, right?
And you used the right word, that deprogram ourselves, because it's huge.
Yep.
It's huge to really get into sync with what you actually believe is true. So,
Right. All right.
so
So let's go into this, Joan. So our online conference, we're gonna do our next Portal to Ascension online conference, because PTAC Portal to Ascension conference is now 2 times a year. We've been getting like 8,600 people sign up, 3,400 on the last one sign up, huge amounts of people. But the next one is in April, and we're doing an after. We do a workshop after 4 days or 3 days of epicness. We basically did a workshop last time, and this year in April is going to be Jones. The topic of which is going to be intuition assistance and empath assistance, kind of. But do you want to kind of talk on that, just like for a few minutes, and what you feel about it? I know we haven't created the event page yet or the copy for it, but what are you feeling? Where's your energy at with that?
oh my God. So I love teaching classes on how to tune in to what is going on for you. And so the class itself, I'm thinking, is going to take your intuition style. So we know that people are clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, all the clairs, and the sense of smell and the sense of taste, and all of that goes to make up our empathic abilities. But the key is how do we learn, how do we trust what we're hearing? Okay, so I'm going to be taking everyone through some processes on identifying your intuitive gifts, like what kind of intuitive you are and what that means. So you can make your own kind of book, journal of actually what skills you have and how you use them. And that's going to be the first part of it. And the second part of it is really how to be able to make decisions based on your intuition quickly, so that if you're in a situation and you need to think quickly, you know which way to go. And that's really the key to survival, the key to thriving in these coming times. And that's what I think is true. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about that, your intuition, how it serves you specifically. And I'll be answering all sorts of questions and looking at an overview of what are you here to do and how you're here to use those gifts. So I hope to see you all. in that
Yeah,
event.
that's going to be amazing. That's going to be in April.
Because it's a hands-on event. It's not going to be just me handing
Yeah.
you
And
information.
that, again, that's going to be in April, and it's not on the website yet. Probably be there within a couple of weeks.
It's on tax day,
Sorry,
April
Joan,
15th.
we're cutting out a little bit. Go ahead.
Oh, am I
Okay,
still?
yes, yes, yes. All right, you got the
We're
date
sitting
already.
on tax day, guys.
No, we're good. We're good.
That is on April 15th, is what I kind of remembered. But I could be wrong.
It's
Maybe
so
I'm.
it's a good way to spend the day.
Yeah, it's a great, whatever day it is. It's after the 3-day portal to Ascension, and we're going to have a great time on that. You will come out
Yeah.
of that event feeling empowered, okay? Trusting yourself, which is important.
Right. And integrating the 3 days, 10 hours a day of information that's going to be coming your way for that event. That's another free Portal to Ascension conference. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really amazing. Besides that, I want to now talk about what you're excited about, Joan, not just for yourself and for the upcoming, because I want to keep things like light and happy and create a knowing of the fact that we're evolving. So what are you excited about for that? And then let's get into what you're excited about what we're creating together. Maybe you can tell people what we're doing together.
Okay. So we're stepping into a time, guys, where what's important to create is your own sense of stability within a crazy world. Okay. Your own sense of who you are and the own sense of your gifts. And I see that happening now. I see that the people that we're involved with, that I'm involved with, are very serious about being able to make a difference on the planet in some way, shape, or form, and how to sort of transition into holding steady. And there is a movement, we are there's a counterculture movement, there's an awakening movement to what is truth and what is not truth. So I would say humanity is waking up to its interdimensional, intergalactic, interangelic roots. And I see that as a positive. Someone was commenting, I think it was Celestine was commenting on our panel the other day, that when the harmonic convergence happened 10 or 12 years ago, there were only 20,000 people engaged. And now when we do these mass meditations, we have millions of people. So I see a waking up of the general population, a waking up of more people besides those who are already awakened. So each of you, I see, have the abilities and gifts to turn around and waken up those people who are asleep. And that is part of the miracle that is evolving on the planet. Now, the miracles of I see everything in terms of miracles being when we are empowered and that synchronicity happens, and that which was unexpected or seemingly impossible starts to happen. So in my work with Neil, and then I'm going to go into my work with myself, but in my work with Neil, one of the things that we've looked at for the years is how we're both to serve on the planet. What are our special gifts, what we give to the planet? And so I've watched Neil and helped him in different times, but watched him basically learn how to take this concept and create a structure around it. And so, and I saw what, especially in Mexico, how we had done it other lifetimes before. It's a very special mission that he and I have engaged with before. And so that kind of knocks my socks off. It's huge. So the events we're starting off with ET Planets, Races, and Technology is coming up in March. And so that's one of the first shows that we're doing. It's an event. In fact, Neil just sent me the work on it, paperwork, and we'll be releasing it. Then we do the 3-day online free Portal to Ascension conference. So we'll be doing that. And we have that one coming up. And then we have, after that, the Kundalini all-day workshop. So we have some experts in Kundalini. We have this beautiful older woman, Dorothy, who is a Kundalini poet, and she awakened to Kundalini way before anyone else did. And we have some amazing, outstanding Kundalini teachers. Then we have, after that, I'm trying to go in order, and then I do my event in between that. And then we have our our in-person event coming up, which again, I'm really excited. It's in San Diego at the Mariners Village or Marinas Village. So it's an intimate experience. It is not a hotel. Thank you, God. I'm so excited. It's an indoor-outdoor event, meaning that you can stay across the street in a beautiful hotel on the water. You walk to the event, 5 minutes of fresh air. You're in an event that will be sitting outside for lunch, so there's that ability to heal while you're in our event. And so I'm excited about that. And then after, a month later, we're doing our online Crystal Skull Conference, which I think you guys, we released a video with one of our speakers, Shabati, but we have a few other amazing speakers. I'm still gathering some of them. But Crystal Skulls are, I think Avon is powerful, and he is, but the Crystal Skulls have an even deeper energy beyond the galactics, beyond everything of consciousness, to really open up your consciousness even more. So that's what I'm doing with you, Neil.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about your stuff. And let me just preface this that Joan does a lot. She does she MCs, she has lives on her YouTube, she's growing her channel, she's has panels with people, she's on this all the time. She's obviously interviewing people, right? But then also has her own services. And I've actually had the benefit of receiving a lot of those services because of our close friendship over the last decade that has assisted me in guidance in my own life and to fully embody who I am and to take the chances that I needed to take in order to basically get the fruits of my labor, which is the evolution of Portal to Ascension. So she's really assisted me in this. And I want you, Joan, to share that. I'm going to, in a few seconds, oh, you got it right there. I was going to screen share, but you go for it.
All right. Well, I set it up. I didn't know. We're in two different locations, guys. So this is the Soul Awakening sessions. And a lot of people just start with this with me. And you can have a 30-minute or 60-minute or even down to a 15-minute. Okay. And it's not, yes, it's the big picture, but honestly, also some of the things that we do or we really look at, even today's life, sometimes we just drop in to solve relationship issues or life issues, things that are obstacles or challenges along your way. So the Soul Awakening sessions are definitely one way to start with me, where we outline the big picture, clarify your mission, reduce fear, anxiety, and angst, and then connect you to your inner voice. So you can do it in several different ways. And some people like to do a series of the Soul Awakening sessions. We clarify your mission, your purpose. We help you make decisions and choose wisely. Oh my God, Neil. And I have to tell you something that happened. In fact, I'm going to stop the sharing. It's too important. The other day, last weekend, I was on Friday, I was with a client, a friend, just like you to me, someone I adore. And this person says to me, oh my God, Joan, you told me to do something 3 years ago and I didn't do it. And I'm paying the price now. And I completely kind of forgotten what I told that person because I'm channeling, So apparently 3 years ago, I told them to let go of this one person. This person was bad news. And then 2 years ago, I told them the same thing. And a few months ago, I remember telling them the same thing. I was so agitated about what I felt this person could do in my friend's life and business that I was so, I get really worked up. And she didn't listen until this last time. And I guess I agitated her enough that she listened. And it was too late. And this person took over my friend's complete business, YouTube channel, copyrights, everything.
Whoa.
And, all the monetization is going to this new person, everything. And we're sitting on Zoom the other day and my heart was broken because she said, Joan, I love everything you tell me. I usually listen, but in this particular case, I felt I needed to do it my way. Obviously, that was the lesson that they needed to learn. So now, 3 years later, we're going to be cleaning up a mess. And I see the big picture. So I actually know that sometimes humans have to go through this, and it doesn't mean you believe everything I say right away. So the next day, I'm doing a session with another dear, someone I adore, I love all my clients, by the way. I can't help it because it's such a close relationship. But she started saying, looking at where she was today, And I found myself telling her now is the time to leave her job. 3 years ago, or four, I think she and I began 4 years ago. I had told she wanted to leave her job then, her career. And I said, don't do it. Don't do it. It'll be a disaster. And she listened to me. And then we're on the phone. I haven't spoken to her for a while. We're on Zoom, and I look at her and I go, "Oh my God, it's time for you to go now."
Huh.
And that was because she did all the things over the last few years to get her in this position. And I heard the angels singing, and it was your time. So that's two different experiences that I thought I had to share.
Mm-hmm.
I had to share.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
Right? Yeah.
It all happens in divine timing, you know?
And so it's about people learning, who they are. And after
Right.
those soul awakening sessions, I do take people for 6 months or year-long coaching. Some people I've been coaching for
Yeah.
years to make all of these steps to deprogram and then get into really reevaluate to get into that life you came here for. It's so
Yes.
easy to get, one of the things about planet Earth is it's very easy to get lost in our 3D world where we have to have a job, a living, and just get lost down in all that stuff here. So that is what I've been doing, Neil.
Right, right. So you're doing a lot, but if anybody wants to, work with Joan for not only these individual sessions with her, but also long term, that it's not just for it's for many different things. Really, there really isn't something that can't be focused upon. Whether you're looking for embodying your life mission, having some clarity of where to go, what the patterns are, what the beliefs are that are inhibiting your next step in what you want to create in life, whether it's just something personal and practical that's happening in your life, or whether it's the overall mission for the upliftment of the collective consciousness. So please do not only support Joan on her channel, but then also go to her website. You have an email list too there, right, Joan?
I do. So if you go to joanofangels.com, number one, you can get a free ebook on your soul fulfilled purpose. But then, yes, you'll get all the information about what I'm doing, and you can check that out for yourself. Yes. Also,
Beautiful.
it's a way to empower. This is a way to empower yourself, solve your life's issues, and finally step into the life you've been wanting to create for yourself forever.
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. So before we close out, Joan, do you want to give us kind of a closing invocation just to call in the energy, set the intention, how you do at most of our events that you're a part of?
You're so cute, Neil. I adore you. I'm so grateful you're in my life. I'm so grateful that you have been doing Portal to Ascension. I want to tell everyone I'm also a business intuitive. So people do come to me for business advice to rework your business to do exactly what you came here to do. And so that is one of the things that I do. Okay. So I'm going to start by showing you one of my miracle messages cards. And these cards are the cards that came through to me a few years ago where spirit showed me that I needed to put some of the art on cards to bring in some of the messages. And so your prayers have been answered. The doors are open. So dearest ones, we ask that as we step through our day, every day, that we begin to feel that we are not alone, that we begin to feel the presence of the divine companions that we have had since the beginning of time, that we begin to experience those moments of awakening, those aha moments of, I can do this. I am here for a reason. I know who I am. We ask that over this next period of time, that you begin to actually step through this portal to ascension, that you begin to experience that awakening in your body, mind, and soul, that awakening that will allow you to align with your destiny and the destiny of the planet as we literally begin to step into this ascension of the planet, taking this planet Earth from its 3D vibration and literally feeling into that which raises the frequency here. This ascension path and this ascension timeline requires us to be all that we can be. It requires us to be walking together on this path. So we ask that throughout your days that you can take this energy with you, that you can understand that you are here now for a very, very specific reason, so critical, each and every one of us, so critical as these beings that are actually shifting the course of humanity into these higher frequencies, each and every one of you that participates with Portal to Ascension, with Neil, with Joan, with all of the speakers that we have, that we all know that together we are on a massive mothership heading to the stars, and at the same time aligning planet Earth and its beings to its highest destiny. So, Mother, Father, God, right now, asking that within the presence of our ancestors, within the presence of all of our divine companions, our spiritual teams, that we together collectively can help shift this planet into that miracle state, spreading miracles across the globe, harmonizing its frequency, bringing peace, love, healing, and well-being to all of its people, all of the sentient beings that we are aligned with, so that our beautiful planet can take its place in the galaxy. And with the highest frequencies that we can all remember. And that is our prayers for today. And so it is.
And so it is. That was incredible. Thank you so much, Joan. I loved how you picked up the globe too to add to the experience. And
We
so
are
that we can take our place in the galactic community. You know, we're not separate from space. We are within it. We're not separate from the universe. We are the universe. It's a reflection of us. And the more and more we embrace that, the more we can actually fully embody our truest potential on this planet. So beautifully said, Joan. I love you so much.
I want to honor you,
All right.
Neil,
So
the audience. I want to honor every person who listens, who works with Portal to Ascension and is on this ascension pathway. So I'm so happy
ditto
to
to
be
that. All right, everybody. So thank you all so much for tuning in here on all the platforms that we're live on right now. Please do go ahead and share, like this, get it out to more people. As always, we're going to keep going live pretty much every single day. And if you are new to our YouTube channel, or if you're on Joan's channel, or whatever you're watching on, please do go ahead and subscribe. Help support us in getting this information out. If you have been following us for a while and you know how epic all of our content is, you can't even fathom what's in store for you just in 2022. Like, so much more fine-tuned. It's just like I'm like bursting out of myself with excitement with it all. So appreciate you all so much. Joan, love you. Do you want to leave us with a few words before we finally close out for today?
Guys, you're in the right place at the right time. Exactly the right place where your spirit put you here to do exactly what you came here to do. Keep moving forward, guys, fearlessly. It is our time. There's no way they can hold us back. It is happening. Ascension now.
Yes. All right. Love you all so much. Joan and I we're actually going to do something in just a few minutes here on our channel as well. So we're going live once again. So if you're on, stay on. We're going to go live with a Scalar Energy interview very soon. And if you're watching this replay, you can go to the channel and watch that as well. But as always, Joan and I are going to be coming at you around pretty much every single Tuesday for the next few months at least, with more and more amazing speakers. So love you all. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Whoever wants to stay tuned for the next broadcast in 10 minutes, we'll see you there. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Love you all.